talk amongst yourselves. And while you're talking amongst yourselves, please feel free to listen to the silky smooth sounds of the Clarkston Orchestra. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. That's not enough. That's not enough. There you go. There you go. Members of the band or chorus, if you have not made your way up to stage, please do so at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this evening, I would like to ask for a moment of silence for those family members and friends who could not share in this moment today, but who definitely had a hand in the development of the students you see before you. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask you to please rise. I know. Gentlemen, please remove your hats, and we invite veterans and active duty military not in uniform to render a salute for the playing of our national anthem. Now you may be seated. Thank you to the members of our band and chorus. Let's give them one more round of applause while they take their seats. The last time performing for Clarkston High School. Good work, good work, good work. Sit that up. While they're taking their seats, I'd like to welcome students, parents, family members, community members, Board of Ed administrators, central office staff, teachers, staff members to the commencement ceremony for the Clarkston High School graduating class of 2018. Sure, that's worthy of applause. That's worthy of some applause. And it gives them time to sit down. There's a lot of band members. Commencement is more than simply an annual event, particularly in Clarkston. It's a moment shared between faculty, families, students, our community, in a setting that's special and unique to our community. It's a time when our schools, families, and communities come together for a rite of passage that's filled with pride of achievement and a sense of nostalgia. At this time, I'd like to introduce seniors Megan Ruggiero and Maureen Stewart of the Senior Class Executive Board, who will introduce our Board of Education.
Good evening. Our members of Board of Education for the 2017-2018 year are President Elizabeth Egan, Vice President Kelly Horst, Treasurer Gregory Need, Secretary Steve Heyer, Trustee Sue Boatman, Trustee Andrea Catalina, and Trustee Cheryl McGinnis. Thank you.
Also on the stage with us this evening, Superintendent Sean Patrick Ryan, Assistant Principal Josh LeMay, Assistant Principal Amy Quayle, Dean of Students, Ms. Nicole Trasco, Mike Peterson. Where are you at, Mr. Peterson? Director of our, Mike? Oh, he's in the back. Let's let him hear it. He's in the back. And Mr. Mike Lewis, our music director. And our student speaker this evening, Miss Annalise Walker. Special thanks also to Teresa Brown, Judy Goodman, Rachel Vickers, Scott Banks, in a cooperative partnership with Independence Television. Thank you very much for helping us put this on, guys. I'd also like to take a moment to collectively thank the staff members, as well as the teachers, central office staff who are with us here today. And I would like to take a moment to showcase some of our administrators from around the district. Adam Kern, Clarkston Junior High School. Liz Walker, Sashabaw Middle School. Now, these are your elementary principals, all right? So if you went to the elementary, feel free to give a little shout out for these people. Glenn Galtieri, Bailey Lake Bulldogs. Glenn couldn't stand up all the way. Kim Fletcher, Andersonville Elementary Eagles. Where are you at, Kim? Elementary principals can't stand up all the way. Nate Fuller, Independence Elementary Broncos. There he goes. Jen Johnson, North Sashabaw Elementary Wildcats. Jody Yellowshan, Pine Knob Elementary Tigers. And Matt Gifford, Springfield Plains Dolphins. And last but certainly not least, we've got Brian Adams from Clarkston Elementary, but I can't say that nickname. There's just something about that nickname that the Dragons. The Dragons. All right, Brian Adams, Clarkston Elementary, the Dragons. At this time, I'd like to introduce Miss Peggy Grasso, senior class sponsor, along with Miss Jessica O'Rourke, who couldn't be with us today. Peggy Grasso, senior class sponsor.
Hi, seniors. Good evening, graduates. First, I do want to give Mrs. O'Rourke's regrets for not being here tonight. She is attending a family funeral out of town, but she wanted to pass on her best wishes to you and good luck in the future. We have really enjoyed working with you the past 3 years. We have worked with you in various roles throughout the school, community, finally ending in prom just a couple weeks ago. You've definitely made us laugh every day, even those of you who had me in economics, which is not usually a bunch of fun, but you guys still made me laugh. Make sure you keep in touch. Your teachers love hearing from you. You make our year. So now, I'm going to introduce the 2018 Executive Board. And I always cry, which I make O'Rourke do this. Okay. So I'll have your senior Executive Board members please rise and kind of give a wave. So these are the kids who have worked tirelessly for you the last 3 years, giving up lunches and mornings to put on all of the events. First, Andrew Dimmer. Brady Wilson. Catherine Lobby. Chelsea O'Leary. Emily Gustafson. Heather Burham. Helen Josephson. Jillian Haas. Joe Labruzzi. Julia Schiestel. Carolina Aronowitz. Kayla Daly-Seiler. Kelly Cusino. Kristen Marani. Madigan Eppink. Maureen Stewart. Megan Ruggiero. Molly Nicholson. Morgan Stanzik. Rebecca Snyder. Sage Paris. Stephanie Tennillian. Trevor Massey. And Zoe Pushkar. Let's give a big hand for your 2018 Senior Executive Board. And now could I have the ones come forward who are doing through the years?
Hello, everyone. Wow, freshman year. Although for some it may seem like a lifetime ago, for others it was only yesterday. Let us take you back. We were occupied with playing 2048, Quiz Up, and navigating through Twitter on our new iPhone 6 Pluses. During our freshman year, Apple had just released a new device, the Apple Watch. Snapchat had also just introduced filters. Can you imagine high school without Snapchat filters? We were listening to Sia, Taylor Swift, and played Drake's Hotline Bling on constant repeat.
Some trends were the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge and the memorable Twitter fight between Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. We were greatly entertained by Frozen, the Broadway musical Hamilton, and were mesmerized by the infamous Kim Kardashian and Kanye West wedding.
As for major news during our freshman year, you'll remember things like the Ebola epidemic, the introduction of Caitlyn Jenner, Robin Williams' death, and of course, the Patriots' close win against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Here in Clarkston, we made a lot of great accomplishments. Our symphonic wind ensemble performed at Carnegie Hall, and Team Rush didn't waste time in becoming world finalists. The Drama Club put on a riveting production of Bye Bye Birdie, and Clarkston football became back-to-back state champions. Woo! With the support of our very own Cody Dellinger, Zach Scott, Cameron Pass, Noah Nicklin, Stuart Newblatt, Connor Heaton, and Michael Flugel.
When we weren't going to football games and watching musicals, we were challenged by teachers like Mr. Paddock, Mrs. Bowie, Mr. Sennebaum, and Mr. McGlennon. We coveted Lululemon leggings, Sperry's, and Uggs from our peers, and were excited to finally win the annual CJHS Pep Rally. Freshman year was the beginning of our many glow-ups, creation of our dreams, and formed all of us to be the people we are today.
Although we may look back at our freshman year and cringe at all the old trends, memories, and experiences we have had, we should challenge ourselves to remember this year as a time of fresh beginnings, a time where we were starting something new, yet overwhelming, something exciting, yet terrifying, a time when we started this crazy journey of high school.
Now we would like to introduce Zoe Puskar and Catherine Labby for the sophomore year recap. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we sit down?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot happened in the world around us in 10th grade. We're moving this down. Okay, here we go. A lot happened in the world around us in 10th grade, including the presidential campaign between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and ceasefire in Syria. We lost many celebrities, including Prince, Severus Snape, Willy Wonka, Nancy Reagan, and Muhammad Ali. The Cleveland Cavs won the 2016 NBA championship while we played Pokemon Go, sang carpool karaoke with Adele and James Corden, flipped bottles, and watched The Secret Life of Pets, Deadpool, and Me Before You.
As students, we were finally in high school. We were the underdogs once again. Most of us were driving to school for the first time by ourselves. Our sophomore year was full of growth and accomplishments. The drama club put on the productions of Carousel and The Curious Savage, and the marching band placed 10th at state finals. Girls golf won Division II counties, bumping them up to compete in Division I. The football team won against Oak Park, sending them into the first round of playoffs. The basketball team won 19 of their 22 games. I wish we had more time to recognize every student, team, and club for all they have accomplished. This was the year that the class of 2018 realized how much talent and potential we had. Now to speak about the year that felt like many years, junior year, Madigan and Molly.
Junior year may have seemed like the longest year of our lives, filled with SAT and ACT preparation and testing along with college applications and endless essays. And it didn't help that we got out later than normal on June 16th. But through it all, we survived, coming out stronger than ever.
While we were dominating in Clarkston, the world was experiencing some pretty big things as well. As we began our crazy junior year, we got to watch the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio. Simone Biles walked away with 5 medals, while Michael Phelps added 5 gold and 1 silver medal to his already impressive collection. The Zika virus spread throughout much of South America and Asia, creating a major global health threat in late 2016.
On the national level, Donald Trump won the presidential election and became president during our junior year.
Oh boy.
This brought on women's marches across the country. Hurricane Matthew struck down on the Caribbean, becoming the first Category 5 Atlantic hurricane since 2007, and the North American winter blizzard dumped up to 4.5 feet of snow in some cities and resulted in 35,000 power outages nationwide. Luckily for us, it also resulted in a bunch of snow and ice days in Clarkston.
Since we're all still buzzing about Meghan and Harry's royal wedding, here are some popular events that occurred during our junior year. While we were home stressing over AP tests and exams, Pippa Middleton wed James Matthew in England. Beyonce gave birth to her twins, and Kim Kardashian had her son Saint. In sports news, the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl in a close game, and the Chicago Cubs won the World Series for the first time since 1908.
Speaking of the Cubs, popular songs during our junior year included the famous Go Cubs Go, 7 Years by Lucas Graham, Closer by the Chainsmokers, and Cheap Thrills by Sia. We were fascinated by fidget spinners and unicorn frappuccinos, and were mesmerized by Instagram stories and watched movies like Moana and La La Land.
Back here in Clarkston, we were celebrating homecoming with the theme Made in Detroit. Our theater department put on an incredible performance at the musical Les Mis, and the boys basketball team won their first state championship in Clarkston history. Our favorite Clarkston hangout, Greg's, caught fire and was closed for the summer heading into our junior year.
During our junior year, we all began to grow from younger kids into upperclassmen and the people we are today. We played on dozens of sports teams, joined fun clubs, were in plays, performed in concerts, sang in choir, published yearbooks, volunteered countless hours, traveled, explored, and questioned. We made new friends, welcomed exchange students from around the world, lost loved ones, struggled through tests, and celebrated our shared successes. In our junior year, we helped each other, supported each other, laughed with each other, were proud of each other, and soared high with each other.
Wow, junior year was quite the roller coaster, but it helped shape us into the class that we are today. Here to talk about our bittersweet senior year is Brady and Joel.
After years and years of imagining our senior year and graduation, our time has finally arrived to turn our tassels and say our goodbyes. Senior year took forever to get here, but it really flew by once it did. As seniors, we leave Clarkston High School knowing our legacy will forever remain in the halls and fields at CHS. This year was busy with sports, academics, post-high school planning, and senior events.
Our time on the fields, courts, diamonds, and pools will never be forgotten as the Wolves achieved so much. We went to Ford Field to see our football team defy doubters to become state champs. To the Breslin Center to see the basketball team win back-to-back state championships. And to watch our Winter Guard team finally earn that state title they so deserved. Let's not forget Team Rush was world champions, as well as numerous wrestlers, swimmers, and runners qualifying for states, as well as softball, girls lacrosse, volleyball, and girls basketball thriving in playoffs and making history along the way.
Inside the classrooms, AP and IB students prepare for their infamous exams. Drama students practice day after day for the productions of Mary Poppins and The Diary of Anne Frank. Leadership designed one of the best homecoming dances and raised thousands of dollars for various charities. A World of Difference put on the first ever Real Talk. The school's newspaper, Paw Prints, came back to life. Many OTC students competed in competitions, and the executive board put on an unforgettable prom.
While fun, this year was filled with many hard decisions that we had to make, like what college we're going to. What theme should the jungle be tonight? What dress am I going to wear to the dance? Should I study for this test or not? Who am I going to room with next year? Where am I going for spring break? And is it really worth it to get out of bed today, or should I just skip?
As senior year closes, we reflect on our accomplishment, goals, and tribal knowledge that will prepare us for the adventures to come. It was a busy year filled with many ups and downs that remind us of all of our potential and how prepared we are for our future endeavors. Now we all leave each other, whether it will be for a university, community college, vocational school, the military, or anything else. We know Clarkston will be well represented around the world as we remember the class of 2018 is truly the greatest class to walk through CHS.
Wolves up.
Thank you to the Executive Board. At this time, I would like to introduce Mrs. Elizabeth Egan. The School Board of Clarkston serves a valuable leadership role within our community. They selflessly give their time, effort, and understanding to establish a vision for our schools within our community. This time, I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Egan. Mrs. Egan, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Call. Well, good evening, and on behalf of the Board of Education, welcome everyone. Graduates, this is your big day. You did it. And I want you to look around, and I want you to notice that there's a circle around you of family, friends, educators, Board of Education. This is the village that helped raise you. We are all here today to honor your very impressive and collective accomplishments. We congratulate you. The vision of Clarkston Community Schools is that each student is engaged in their educational experience so they gain a sense of self, perspective, responsibility, and contribution. There is no test to measure what these students have experienced. A few weeks ago, Mr. Call actually asked some of our top scholars to reflect upon what did you take forward, what will you take forward as you graduate? And I'm happy to say that they wrote my speech for me tonight, because I want to share with you how well this ties in with our vision that we created with our administration. Here's what your students, your fellow classmates, had to say. I have learned the importance of hard work and perseverance. Every experience, whether a success or a complete failure, holds some value. The most important skill my teachers have taught me is how to learn. I have learned that my family will always encourage me to do my best. I learned not to be afraid of change, because even though change can be difficult, it is sometimes very needed and can lead you to great things. I didn't know how hard I would have to work to be successful. My classes over the past few years have taught me the importance of hard work and to stay focused. I have often had to stop myself during stressful weeks and remind myself that it is okay to relax a little and enjoy life along the way. So, class of 2018, the world awaits you, your logic, your reasoning, your ability to solve problems, putting your dreams into words, and knowing your passions. While today means high school is behind you and the days of when will I ever need this are over, you still have mountains to climb. The answers to who you are, what you can do, and how you will fit into the bigger world now reside within you. We love you. We want you to come home and visit. We want you to live with purpose, and we want you to have a happy life.
Thank you, Mrs. Egan. Nicely stated. Clarkston High School has a tradition. And that tradition during graduation is we allow any senior who would like to audition to provide a graduation address. This year, the address was based off the quote, "This is our challenge." We had 18 students from a class of 606 try out. And this year, the committee selected a student whose story is relatable to many of our graduates. She's kind, compassionate, thoughtful, and introspective. Not bad. Annalise, the podium is yours.
Life is a time of many firsts. The day I walked into my first day of 6th grade at Sashabaw Middle School was absolutely the most terrifying day of my life to date. Everything was new and confusing, and nothing at all like elementary school. I went to Andersonville Elementary, which is just off of Nelsey in the middle of nowhere in Clarkston. It was one of the smallest in the district, which meant that I only knew 60 of the 600 faces in my 6th grade class. I went into my first class of the day and sat by the window in the back corner of the room, set my binder down on the desk,
and quietly sat and watched as the other kids came in. I didn't know anyone in the room, and just when I almost gave up hope of talking to anyone that first day, a girl came to sit next to me. She told me her name was Kiara and asked for mine. And over the course of our conversation, it came out that she was just as nervous as I was about that dramatically different first day. And she was the only thing that got me through that first day. A great artist once said, "We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life." And that's exactly what this class of 600 people has been for me. 600 people gathered to help each other get through this first part of our lives. The class of 2018 is a force to be reckoned with. I'm not just talking about our state champion football and basketball players, or our rush team that's best in the world, although they do give us a little bit of bragging rights. But after seeing multiple classes graduate before me, I realized that this class, these people that I grew up with, have incredible things to offer. I've never met or been a part of a more unique group of people in my life. I know from years of interacting with you all that you are all capable of such great things and have so much to offer. I can honestly say that I've never been less than impressed with everyone's talents, minds, and great hearts. It may seem ironic to many that I was chosen as this year's senior speaker. Those who are close to me know that throughout my entire school career, I've dealt with a learning disability. I've never been the kid with all A's, or always knew the right answer when called on, or really felt confident after taking a test. Imagine that, a place that you spend most of your time that's meant for learning when learning is one of the hardest things for you to do. With this being my struggle, I turned to other things. Something that I didn't struggle with was talking. And a benefit of this talent was my ability to make friends and acquaintances. Even though I didn't have much to offer with academics, I always knew that I could contribute by offering my heart. And even though school wasn't my favorite thing in the world, I offered my heart as much as I could to those around me, only to realize in the end that school had a much bigger impact on me than I thought it did. You all have so much to give. So above all of your talents and gifts, I encourage you to go into this next chapter, not only giving your talent, but giving your heart. As the last few weeks of high school approached, I really took a step back and thought about what that meant to me. I passed people in the halls that I only see in those short minutes in passing time, and thought about what it would feel like to not pass them anymore. I talked to old elementary friends in my classes and realized that after 13 years, I'd no longer be seeing their faces every day. And then I realized that I probably wasn't the only one who felt this way. And with that, I realized that this is our challenge, the challenge of moving on. After 13 years in this system, our challenge is that it's now time to leave it. From the standpoint of a kid who had a hard time in school, I feel like I've been waiting for this moment since that first day of 6th grade. But now that it's here, it breaks my heart to reach the end. At the same time, we have to see that we're at the foot of a new beginning. And even though this new beginning might scare us senseless, if we embrace it, we might realize that a little bit of fear might do us good. The fear of failure can turn into motivation to succeed. The fear of loneliness may cause us to appreciate our company more. For those of you leaving Clarkston, it might feel even more like home when you return. We've been growing in these schools for quite some time, and now we're ready to be set free, and sometimes that's the hardest part. But with the difficulty of leaving such an amazing community, we should remember all the blessings that it sends us with. The backbone of a community that is proud of us and wants to see us succeed. People to connect with that bring us back to our childhood, and the privilege of joining the adults in this community that helped raise us. I have a never-ending gratitude to those who contributed every day to my well-being and my education. To our teachers and parents, administrators and peers, I think I can speak for all of us and say thank you. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and I want to thank the village of Clarkston for raising us. Thank you, and best of luck to the class of 2018.
Thank you, Annalise. That just tug at your heartstrings. In military jargon, they call them Mustangs. Soldiers who begin their careers in the enlisted ranks to rise to the highest position of leadership within their organization. Mr. Sean Ryan, the man to my left, is our Mustang. Sean went from substitute teacher to student teacher to full-time staff member to assistant principal to deputy superintendent to superintendent. He's swept floors. This guy's done it all. I'm very proud to invite Mr. Sean, and he's my boss, so I really want to pump this up because my livelihood may depend on it. I'm very proud to introduce Sean Ryan for his first time speaking as superintendent to our graduates. Mr. Ryan, the podium is yours.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Call. Good evening. Looking across this crowd for the first time as your superintendent, and as Mr. Call said, had many different roles here in Clarkston. For the last 20 years, I sat in the second row, second seat in. Quite a different vantage up here. And I give it to Annalise and all of our speakers tonight when you look over this crowd, of how intimidating it can be. But I did come in at least with that vote of confidence from a group of our upcoming graduates tonight who said, "Attaboy, Mr. Ryan, we knew you were going to make it. As soon as you called the snow day the day after the Super Bowl, you were all right." You're welcome, thank you. The weather did have a little bit to do with it, so. Well, as my first graduating speech, it's nice to also be able to stare off into a bunch of blue gowns also experiencing their first graduation tonight. So tonight's kind of an emotional night for all of us. And I want to first start by congratulating you, the Clarkston High School class of 2018, on this achievement and this life milestone. Well done. I'm very proud of all of you and acknowledge your efforts, your triumphs, and the struggles you had to overcome it to make it to this day. I also want to recognize the people who are here for you tonight, the people who love you, who shape you, and help you make this accomplishment possible. Take a look around this crowd. How about a round of applause for your parents, your support, for each other out here as parents. I can tell you last year I was sitting in the crowd as a parent. My oldest of 4, Jacob, was graduating. And I'll never forget those feelings, parents, grandparents, that feeling of happy, sad, excited, worried, and proud, all at the same time. I get you. I know how you feel right now. What a great night. Graduates, with the support of these amazing people, you had an epic, literally epic, history-making year. With Team Rush, no, seriously, wait till you hear this group resume what you guys collectively accomplished this year. Team Rush, robotics, world champions, literally amazing accomplishment for them, for our school. We have 4 National Merit Scholars in your class. We have Clarkston seniors this year representing all branches of armed service. And wait, I want them to stand up because this is one area we would not have tonight without these school seniors willing to go to the next step to support and defend our country. Please stand up if you're going to enter the service. God bless America, and thank you. In athletics, it's almost too difficult to count. You had 7 regional titles, 2 semifinal appearances, and 12 state finals. Your Division I football state championships and Class A basketball state champions. And hold it, wait for this one. No other school in the history of Michigan High School Athletic Association has ever claimed this distinction in the same year. Well done. "48 of you have signed national letters of intent to play college sports. Incredible, 48, one year. Outstanding. Unless you just started this year, 100% of you took part in an academic service learning project in our community, in this community. You did that. Thank you. On top of it, you are Winter Guard state champions. You are literally also state champions in the culinary arts. Amazing. You achieved all Division I rankings in band, orchestra, and choir, all three. Way to go. You represented Clarkston in Michigan All-State Ensembles and Michigan Youth Arts Ensembles. State-level representation, excellent. You traveled around the country to compete and perform, including on the stage at Carnegie Hall. The list of wonderful accolades and awards you have earned individually and as members of a team are truly astounding. No doubt, each and every one of you has something in your heart that you're proud of. So take a moment to reflect on your accomplishments and the mountains you have moved in your time at Clarkston High School. That's right, yeah, you did that. And was it easy? Graduates, today, we applaud your efforts, your fortitude, and your hard work. It wasn't easy, but to the spectators in the stands, in the audiences, on the sidelines, these big wins may have looked almost effortless. When the curtain goes up, they only see the flawless performance on stage, not the hours upon hours of rehearsal and practice and late nights. They see the final, victorious chapter of the story, not the struggle it took to get there. And after hearing Annalise, I'm inspired to even share a little bit that even your superintendent came from humble beginnings, and it doesn't necessarily come to you in one shot. You heard Mr. Call that I had a long road to get to the position I'm in now. Well, I'll tell you what, it started when I was in a seat in high school, when I was graduating, just like you are today. And I remember now, at least I have a certain level of book smarts and experience, but that wasn't my story. I tip my hat to Annalise because I, too, struggled through elementary school and through middle school. I barely passed. My mother was with me at the kitchen table every night, pushing me. At the end of the year, she was pushing my principals to get me to get to the next level. Every year was a struggle to make it through. And I applaud all the students that have done all that to get to this point, too. It's not easy for all of us, but when you stick it out, you can make it. As I went on to perform below average on standardized tests, I struggled to meet the benchmarks set before me. I almost allowed this to shape the way I viewed myself. Like Annalise still, I poured in great effort, anchored by a supportive family who believed in me. Strangely, the one area that I excelled in had absolutely no impact on my GPA. Back in 1980-something, it was known as citizenship. You guys remember that? The crowd, parents? And whatever that catch-all term represents, it didn't seem important to anyone at the time. Time and time again, teachers would tell my parents that I was kind and cared about the people around me. Seriously, it was my thing. I counseled bullies at recess, I engaged in community projects and fundraisers, anything that brought people together for good. When my principal saw me coming with my next new project, he would often turn and literally run the other way. And our principals, Mr. Call, might say the same thing today. A little different. So, while I might have struggled to read a textbook, I could read people and intuitively respond with empathy. While I struggled to find the common denominator in math, I could find common ground in conversation. Though others labeled me and limited their expectations for my academic potential, I knew I was capable of big things. I knew I had a future, and I pressed on. The only person who could limit my potential was me, and I decided there was no limit that what I could become. Graduates, your potential is cemented not by the doubters and detractors, but by the people who believe in you and your belief in yourself. Like the great philosopher T. Swift says, haters gonna hate. Instead, listen to the people who believe in you. Try and see yourself through their eyes. While my parents were advocating relentlessly for me at school until I finally caught on, my larger-than-life Italian great-grandfather, named Massimo Delidon, it's an awesome name, right? Was building me up at home. Here's a man who knew about grit too. He came to the United States from Italy in the early 1900s to look for the American dream. And he found it originally picking apples out west and later working on the railroad in Pennsylvania and then real estate. He made it. The advice he shared with me is timeless, so I leave with you 5 of Massimo's best mantras in no particular order. 1, if you can't find a way, make one. Be scrappy, have grit, and don't ever let anyone tell you, including Annalise, that you can't make it. The bars set before me as a child in school were low, and I knew it. I was determined to leap over them, and I did. Be brave. Take on challenges and new opportunities, even when you're afraid, especially when you're afraid. You will surprise and amaze yourself. 2, focus on your best on whatever you're doing. There'll be times in your life when you're not exactly where you want to be. Be there anyway. Be present and engaged. Show up and do a good job. See what you can contribute. If you work hard, opportunities will come. As you heard from Mr. Call, I've had a string of opportunities. Each one, I worked only with a focus on the one I had, and they magically, as they come forth, open doors. Stay in it. 3, being you is enough. Focus on your strengths and not your deficits. Be confident in your unique talents, and your purpose will become clear. You will thrive. Being you is enough. Leave your mark on whatever you do. 4, believe in yourself. Trust your intuition. The things I enjoyed and did well as a kid, even when it wasn't really school that I was successful at, formed the life I lived. I am still driven by the desire to serve and connect with people and stand up for the underdog. Life, graduates, has no GPA. I'm here to tell you that when you trust your heart, you discover your life's work. Live out your passion and purpose, and you'll never work a day in your life. And 5, and most importantly, be compassionate to those in your life. Nurture healthy relationships and serve others. Just like you, everyone you encounter has struggles to overcome and mountains to move. You have no way of knowing what someone else is up against, so be kind to those you pass in the course of the amazing journey you will all have ahead. And it will be amazing, I assure you. There will be challenges to overcome, proud moments to celebrate, good days and bad days. You will fail miserably and win big. You won't always be okay, and that's okay, okay? Let me say that again. You won't always be okay, and that's okay. Hang in there. Your friends, family, teachers, and your community will always be here behind you. If you take away just one thing I said tonight, let it be this. The only person who can limit your potential is you. There is no limit to what you can become. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2018. I wish you hope and happiness in your bright futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. All right. Good evening to the most outstanding senior class I have ever worked with. Guys, I'm seriously not lying about this. Did you just hear what everybody said at you? You guys are the best class we've ever worked with. I'm sure next year will be fine too, though. On behalf of the entire CCS community, we congratulate you on your accomplishments. Whether you've been with us for 13 years or just one, you all share a common bond. Gosh, it's sunny, of successfully completing your formal education. From our first homecoming assembly in September to senior walk in May, as a collective group, these individuals here have handled themselves with the grace and dignity that we can all be proud of as a community. Let's give it up a little bit for the seniors. Yeah, get the blood flowing, ladies and gentlemen. Get the blood flowing. To have witnessed you interact with each other is to have seen a group of 606 individuals positively contribute to our school and our community. I've seen teams celebrate league, state, world championships, and I've seen heartbreaking defeats. I've seen students in our performing arts programs win myriad awards and garner rousing applause from local, state, regional, and national competitions. I've seen students in countless clubs and academic activities win awards at all levels while gaining the respect and admiration of their contemporaries. And I've seen small, selfless acts of individual kindness on a daily basis. When I think of all the experiences you've shared in a way, it makes me sad. It makes me sad for people that had to go to other schools. Dragons. This year, our graduation speech theme is "This is our challenge." The theme was selected among many suggested because we felt it embodied this particular time in your lives. This was a year of many, many successes and many challenges, individually, as a school, as a community, and even as a nation. We have taken these challenges head on. We've learned to cope, adapt, show resiliency, and hopefully have come through learning a little bit more about ourselves for the experience and being better people in the long run. Challenges are, by their very nature, difficult. Human nature often brings an aversion to things that are difficult. Each one of you has faced challenges during your years at school. Some people avoid challenges, but worked through them and came out better for the experience. Some sought out as a growth opportunity. However you found your way to these challenges, you learned from them, grew stronger from the experience, because that's what you have to do. While everyone's experiences are different, there are many shared commonalities you've faced along the way, and your classmates spoke to this. Carolyn Dargay and Clara Howe discussed the challenges faced in instilling changes in society and creating a safer, happier world through your actions. Sage Paris, Austin Schmitz, and Nak Nguyen believe that the work you do to overcome challenges are investments in building the great individuals you can become. Helen Josephson, Rebecca Bullard, and Mary Shuddy ask you to consider taking the lessons learned from challenges you've faced and using them to shape you into a better person. Hey, can I just ask how I'm doing? I can't see any of you right now. Is this all right? It's going okay? My contacts are burned into my eyeballs, and I don't even wear contacts. If they're your glasses, I'll wear them. Yes. Isabel Hang, Andrew Dimmer, Allison Butcher implore you to not avoid but meet challenges head on and see them as opportunities in disguise, much like me in these sunglasses. Kristen Cumming and Charlie Lusenhop spoke to the importance of learning of those around you as you face challenges, learning from your friends, family, contemporaries, and even professionals. Ian Whistler encouraged you to forgive, believe, define, and love yourselves. And in the always immortal words of one Lily Chalker, and Lily, I apologize because I'm paraphrasing here, no matter who you are or where you come from, you can overcome the most seemingly insurmountable challenge of all. What is it, you may ask? It's to make all of this worthwhile. One who does nothing is nothing, and I, for one, did not go through all of this for nothing. One of the most challenging things I can think of is driving a car in the state of Michigan. Maybe it's something that's particular to my line of work because I share a daily commute, this is no offense to you guys, but statistically speaking, with about 600 of the worst drivers in the United States of America. Now, I believe life is a lot like our Michigan roads. The scenery can be both beautiful and terrifying. Sometimes people will allow you to merge in, and then sometimes they'll cut you right off. Some are in a hurry, and some go very, very slow. There will be times of smooth pavement, and once in a while you'll run into some potholes, orange barrels, or even other people. As you leave us, I implore you to always keep moving forward. Learn from your experiences and never be that person going 50 miles an hour in the left lane. On behalf of everybody, I sincerely wish you the lives you want. Best of luck, graduates, and remember, Little Clarkston has 3 exits off I-75, and we put them there on purpose so you'd be able to more easily find your way back home to us. Congratulations, seniors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time we've all been waiting for. I'll ask those who are sharing the stage with me to help in presenting our graduating seniors with their high school diplomas. Yep, we could spread out, spread right out. And then just right here.
Kaylee Elaine Adair. Paige Cheyenne Adams. Megan Lynn Adrians. Chelsea Nicole Alari. Zachary Lawrence Aldrich. Owen Richard Alexander. Ashley Lynn Allen. August Sky Lynn Allen. Melanie Rose Alnari. Matthew Spencer Altman. Stephen Connor Alvarez. Hannah Kuhn Rung Amen. Isaac William Ames. Jillian Danielle Anderson. Max Thomas Anderson. Juliet Isabella Andrus. Xavier Feliciano Alexander Angel. Brianne Aranoisian. Elise Christine Arnold. Cheyenne Elizabeth Ashbaugh. Joshua Paul Ashbaugh. Zachary Edward Ahi. Claire Elizabeth Austin. Kiana Lynn Ayat. Brent Robert Backus. Lily Jane Bear. Tyler Brandon Balcony. Sarah Jane Banks. Ryan Thomas Barber. Maya Louise Barnes. Kobe Gilberto Berrigan. Catherine Marie Bailey. Isabel Tina Beck. Madison Kai Beck. Savannah Catherine Chamberlain. Ashley Alexis Becker. Sean Benson Becker. Justin Patrick Bell. Lucy Victoria Benavides. Hannah Raquel Benson. Agran Berishai. Jacob Kevin Berman. Gabrielle Elise Bitzer. Mitchell Joseph Blaska. Paige Elizabeth Blevins. Jacob William Bobbitt. Madeline Rhiannon Booms. Aria Christine Borchert. Jacob Robert Bohr. Ruth Marie Bowman. Andrew Robert Bradford. Emily Ann Bragg. Max Timothy Brennan. Kyle Garrett Broker. Haley Ann Brewer. Noah Stephen Bridger. Jacob Kyle Brissett. Chase Hartley Brown. Connor Ashton Brzezowski. Paul Jason Breyer. Mackenzie Ann Boudreau. Rebecca Susan Bullard. Molly Ann Bullinger. Zachary Ryan Bunell. Lauren Rebecca Burgess. Heather Jean Burham. Noah James Burt. Allison Paige Busher. Delonte William Charles Gates King. Chloe Rose Callahan. Joshua Gabriel Cantu. Sean Michael Carey. Vincent Thomas Cassetti. Reina Ilan Quezon. Margaret Lauren Castile. Haley Jordan Catania. Bailey Scott Cavender. Hannah Marie Chadwell. Lily Ann Chalker. Leo Roland Chassé. Serena Marie Chiapelli. Nolan Richard Chenard. Jennifer Nicole Chapinski. Hunter Allen Clark. Juliet Higgins Clark. Drew Thomas Clayton. Melissa Paige Comstock. Bailey Irene Condren. Vincent Eugene Conforti. Kate Noel Connolly. Brett Alexander Cook. Cameron Jonathan Campbell. Chase Darnell D. Cook. Corey Antoine Andrew Cook. Nolan Charles Cook. Peter Ryan Cooper. Kelly Ann Cousino. Brett Ryan Couture. Christopher Justin Couture. Shane Thomas Craig. Kristen Elizabeth Cumming. Marcus Joel Ortwine. Taylor Daniel Curry. Owen Robert Courier. Lindsay Marie Chopek. Kayla Georgette Daly Seiler. Parker Joseph Daly Seiler. Ashlyn Marie Daniels. Jacqueline Nicole McCowan. Caroline Susan Dargay. Isabel Grace Diatremont. Joel Robert Diatremont. Trevor William Davies. Dariella Marie Davila. Taylor Jane Davis. Griffin James Dean. Chandler Ray Deering. Lynn Marie DeGroot. Hannah Elise DeHart. Cody Michael Dellinger. Dana Margaret Demrose. Angela Marie DeSantis. Joseph Moyette DeShane. Richard Alex DeShelter. Emma Kate Dicey. Brady Dean Dickens. Caitlin Marie Dicker. Andrew William Dimmer. Chad Carl Dolan. Christian Dominguez. Connor Lawrence Donnelly. Robert Forrest Duran. Drew Michael Asher Dorman. Jessica Lynn Douglas. Bailey Robert Dula. Darby Lee Durant. Jared Donald Miklos Duvan. Paula Marcela Duva Rodriguez. Morgan Lynn Early Davis. Finn Eblenkamp. Cole Patrick Edwards. McKinley Benjamin Edwards. Rachel Rose Eisenberg. Noah Anthony Ellis. Madigan Lori Eppink. Anna Laura Escamilla. Juliana Grace Evans, Cameron James Exline, Joshua Harrison Fazeski, Jack Kahn Featherston, Jacob Lawrence Fiddler, Harley McKenna Fitch, Christy Lee Flood, Michael Thomas Flugel, Terrence Martin Fortuna, Joseph Matthew Frankie, Aiden Burke Fries, Tyler Lee Garrett, Christopher Paul Jakir, Matthew Tyler Genke, Mason Lewis Gerger, Timothy Carl Gerst, Olivia Faith Gilmore, Timothy Edward Giovis, Samuel Joseph Gipe, Scott Allen Gerard, Jacob Michael Golab, Maya Savannah Gonzalez, Ashley Marie Gazdor, Ashley Marie Graham, Shayla Dawn Grant, Nathaniel Dean Graves, Madison Lauren Grassi, Holly Lynn Groh, Corinne Elise Galtieri, Madison Noel Guerreri, Erin Lindsay Geiger, Kaylee Patricia Guillen, Emily Caroline Gustafson, Isabella Alexandra Haag, Isaac Elmo Haas, Jillian Claire Haas, Megan Hannah Haddad, Luke Anthony Haight, Gavin Tyler Hallberg, Gretchen Grace Hambrick, Tori Ann Hanico, Derek William Hansen, Ryan Craig Hardkey, Joseph Robert Harker, Moriah Michelle Hartfield, Alexis Marie Hawkins, Connor James Heaton, Grayson Emmanuel Heaton, Matthew Gregory Heilman, Houston Thorvald Hemmingson, Daphne Celeste Herrera, Megan Lee Hibbard, Haley Janelle Higdon, Taylor Thomas Higgins, Shelby Sarah Marie Higgs, Liam O'Brien Hill, Garrett Thomas Hine, Trayton Manuel Hitzman, Peyton Elizabeth Hodges, Jack Patrick Holmes, Carter Gage Hugeworth, Sarah Angela Justina, Tyler Dante Houston, Jesse Taylor Howard, Zachary Stephen Howard, Clara Corinne Howe, Cody Howard Hughes, Sophie Christine Hunt, Cody James Huren, Wesley Bryce Hutchinson, Sean Lewis Nabnet, Courtney Lynn Jacob, Connor Garrett Yan, Austin Robert James, Olivia Kathleen James, Jeremy Jacob Janik, Samuel Wayne Janke, Noah Alexander Jankowski, Alyssa Grace John, Kyle Edward Johnson, Nathan Joseph Johnson, Olivia Paige Johnson, Vanessa Rose Johnson, Hannah Renee Jolly, Jordan Anthony Jones, Joshua Matthew Jones, Garrett James Joseph, Helen Ann Josephson, Spencer Riley Janode, Kylie Christine Kalinowski, Natalie Mackenzie Kane, Yuri Nicholas Karpuchnikov, Garrison Ryan Call, Kyle Deverell Keels, Adam Leonard Kelly, Joshua Douglas Kelly, Samantha Bailey Kelterborn, Cameron Ardell Kemper, Riley Aaron Kerrigan, Edmund Owen Ketzler, Ethan Kyle Andrew King, Trevor Chamberlain King, Brandon Thomas Kirk, Jacqueline Sue Kister, Thomas Carl Kithier, Vanessa Shelby Klaber, Logan Scott Klima, Carter Todd Kochansky, Thaddeus Frederick Kohler, Shaylin Josephine Kolaber, Catherine Juliana Kopp, Noah James Kostecki, Grace Catherine Kraft, Kalen Michael Kramer,
Joel Patrick Labruzzi, Nathan Allen Ladd, Hannah Lee Lang, Stephanie Marie Lang, Catherine Ann Lobby, Brianne Evangina Lavelle, Joshua Malachi Laws, Christian Stephen Lawler. Sabrina Michelle Layton. Stephen Michael Lever. Anna Marie Labade. Logan Joseph Lee. Alexandria Lynn Lemansky. Ryan Leonard Lemke. Spencer William Leonardson. Hannah Mackenzie Leonard. Taylor Madison Leonard. Kevin Charles Lepper. Brianna Marie Lightfoot. Skylar Utah Lindquist. Miranda Kristen Little. John Richard Locke. Dakota John Locker. Rex Rudger Carl Locker. Megan Ruth Lockwood. Bryce Jared Loper. Keith Royston Loudon. Mackenzie Renee Lowry. Alexander Weldon Lowney. Kristen Maria Lucero. Kayla Lynn Lukenbach. Joseph Antonio Lucio. Carissa Lee Ludwig. Abigail Joy Lundquist. Charles Clark Lussenhop. Chloe Ann Lee. Reagan Janae Lyons. Madison Marie McDonald. Stone Elliott McGuire. Abigail Lynn Malinowski. Anthony John Malinowski. Caitlin Elizabeth Maloney. Cole James Manila. Bridget Lois Manabeck. Kelly Lorraine Mansur. Kristen Michelle Morani. Brandon Lyle Marks. Kylie Michaela Martins. Cameron Grace Martin. Ethan Frank Martin. Madeline Yoneda Mason. Trevor Allen Massey. Alexandra Elizabeth Maynor. Colby Ethan Major. Shane Donald MacArthur. Alyssa Rose McCowan. Savannah Rose McHugh. Kyle Kaylin McDonald. Chance Faith McDougall. Tyler West McDougall. Connor Matthew McEvely. Janice Kashila McLowan. Brianna Nicole McAnally. Hannah Alyssa McLaughlin. Kyla Shay Ann McNeil. Kyle Nathan Meyer. Sebastian Alonzo Melendez Miranda. Andrew Michael Metz. Emily Ray Michael. Manuel Roberto Milan. Alexandra Grace Miller. Antonio Christopher Miller. Jordan Austin Miller. Ian Scott Mills. Damon Xavier Mills Bradley. Haley Elizabeth Minton. Katie Marie Minton. Duncan Michael Misiak. Cole Hunter Mitchell. Aaron Joseph Metasinka. Cassidy Ann Moonen. Janice Marie Morales. Claire Noel Morawski. Samantha Christine Moorhead. Caden Michael Morello. Joseph Paul Morgan. Carson Anthony Morris. Chad Robert Morris. Mackenzie Marie Morris. Angel Victoria Morrison. Sean Lee Morton. Madison Marie Mumford. Jenna Ashlyn Murray. Jessica Lauren Murray. Dylan Ray Myatt. Madison Jane Mahalowicz. Tristan James Myason. Victoria Marie Navarre. Benjamin Gerald Neal. Colton Dan Newman. Locke Wynn. Molly Elizabeth Nicholson. Stuart Adam Newblatt. Noah Thomas Nicklin. Avabella Story Nicola. Now Wynn. Zachary James Newhite. Lila Dawn Nanati. Nathan Andrew Nye. Zoe Marie Nygaard. Mackenzie Lynn O'Berry. Patrick Joseph O'Daniel. Megan Rochelle Ojibwe. Ty Joseph O'Neill. Nicholas James O'Reilly. Carolina Eva Orwantzwitz. Justin Keith Osborne. Eric James Ozazark. Gino Pasquale Pace. Jackson Robert Page. Montserrat Palomino. Miguel Santiago Paramo. Sage Michael Paris. Cameron Scott Pass. Jacqueline Grace Pestula. Chelsea Riley Paul. Sarah Catherine Pulowski. Nicholas Ross Painter. Jeremiah Chase Parasol. Jacob Brandon Peel. Kaylee J. Rose Percival. Vanessa Marie Perez. Blake William Peterson. Beatrice Cantila Pfeiffer. Jessica Taylor Fanuff. Jake Michael Phelps. Kelsey Elizabeth Phillips. Tiana Megan Phillips. Nicholas Brennan File. Veronica Maria Plantis. How do you say that? Olivia Nicole Polatsky. Jacob Trashenko Pakmara. Lauren Nicole Pollock. Madison Ruby Porter. Daniel Arthur Prada. Nicholas Prenny.
Caitlin Renee Price. Sophia Nicole Price. Noah Josiah Punches. Emily Elaine Purdy. Zoe Marie Pushkar. Serena Riley Putin. Gaia Quatriglia. Carson Nathaniel Quick. Casey Jane Quigley. Luke Christopher Quillums. Evan Stewart Radatz. Andrew Nicholas Ramos. Erica Ann Rand. Ruhi Isabel Regan. James Paul Redman. John Wendell Ream. Jason Bruce Richards. Joseph William Reinhardt. Rachel Helen Ritter. Ryan Keegan Ritter. Dominic Vincente Riviera. Jackson Trey Roback. Benjamin Scott Robinson. Christopher James Robinson. Sydney Paige Rushlow. Carolyn Spencer Brock. Angelica Renee Rodriguez. Marissa Renee Rodriguez. Jermaine Kirtland Raymer. Madison Alexis Rohrbaugh. Trinity Marissa Rudbean. Colby Eleanor Rouse. Trey Thomas Roy. Daniel Ray Regan. Megan Diane Ruggiero. What's that? Okay. Jordan Sky Rumbold. Kyle William Elos Rumbold. Marlena Rose Russo. Jared Isaiah Rutenberg. Allison Renee Ryan. Cullen Mitchell Ryan. Drew Matthew Sagowitz. Sebastian Arturo Salcedo. Brianna Salinas. Maxwell Anthony Salter. Marco Alejandro Sanchez. Jordan David Saunders. Roman Isaac Santos. Serena Renee Scarpelli. Henry Thomas Schemmel. Julia Catherine Schiestel. Audrey Rose Schmidt. Austin Thomas Schmitz. Matthew John Shadowski. Jake Jeremiah Schwartz. Morgan Hannah Slesky. Cleo Isabella Scott. Zachary James Scott. John David Selwacki. Sydney Albert Sang. Julia Elise Centigraph. Jaden Lloyd Scepter. Nolan Michael Sarah. Tyler Marie Cermak. Alyssa Ray Shanburn. Stephanie Lee Shaver. Hannah Brooke Sheffield. Ronald Ibrahim Shore. Mary Annabelle Louise Shuddy. Janet Lynn Sidaway. Megan Irene Seelaff. Haley May Silman. Thomas Paul Sylvie. Anthony Earl Simmons. Noah Matthew Slavin. Kayla Ashley Sloan. Dalton Thomas Sloan. Dominic Michael Smith. Jessica Ann Smith. Justin William Smith. Liana Rose Smith. Michael Dunn Snyder. Rebecca Lynn Snyder. Ryan Thomas Snyder. Jordan Tyler Somerville. Cody Stephen Spears. Carl Gary Spangler. Jake Anthony Spicer. Gage Dakota Stamper. Morgan Olivia Stanzik. Autumn Steinman. Michael David Stevens. Maureen Alexa Stewart. Selena Lizette Stillwell. Taylor Ann Marie Stone. Danielle Marie Stover. Reese Gabrielle Susella. Sarah Grace Swalek. Lane Ray Swimmer. Nung Kim Tang. Stephanie Rose Tennelian. Cody Michael Taylor. Kelsey Lee Taylor. Grant Hayden Telfer. Ashley Taylor Tester. Alora Rain Thayer. Noah Alexander Thomas. Claire Ava Tone. Michael James Thornton. Christopher Gubach Thweet. Julia Ray Tobin. Alexandra Marie Touchstone. Trevor James Townsend. Fook Tan Bo Tran. Daniel Joseph Tremblay. Linda Huynh Trong. Logan Joseph Tuck. Nathan Vasquez Ubeli. Hunter Allen Valenzuela. Sydney Rose Van Buskirk. Noah Alexander Vance. Elizabeth Ann Van Heulen. Zachary Van Patten. Christian Eduardo Vega. Alec James Vinstra. Eleanor May Vondet. Elaine Marie Wagner. Christine Ellen Wakefield. McKenna Francis Walk. Annalise Nicole Walker. Bianca Elise Monique Walker. Lorraine Shannon Walsh. Garen Dane Walton. Chase Josiah Wasilk. Emily Rose Watson. Samantha Julianne Weber. Michael Griffin Weiler. Gabriel Michael Weir. Emily Brooke Wilenko. Gwyneth Raven Wells. Nicholas Vincent Wells. Michaela Adelia Went. Emily Jane Wenzel. Haley Noel West.
You pronounce it Maja.
Sabrina Maja Westmoreland. Ian Scott Whistler. Max John Wiedemann. Ethan Ryan Wilzinski. Kiara Kathleen Rose Wilkie. Ashley Lauren Williams. Janae Alexandra Williams. Jazik Gavin Will. Blake Alexander Wilson. Braden Scott Wilson. Ian Mitchell Wilson. Samuel John Witzke. Donovan Armand Wolfgang. Emily Rose Wood. Deani Natavia Woods. Connor Justice Woodward. Dylan Christopher Wright. Hannah Day Wyrick. Lou Nicholas Yang. Michaela Kieran York. Dylan Wade Young. Lillian Ruth Young. Marie Lynn Zangara. Gabriella Rose Zattel. David Kenneth Zurek.
Let's give a little bit bigger round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit larger round of applause. There we go. At this time, I'd like to ask the madrigal singers to take their places as they sing a parting blessing. Go easy on the flowers, you'll poke an eye out.
Rise to meet you.
Members of the senior class executive board, please come up for the tassel ceremony. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to give out flowers before the end of the ceremony. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody place your right hands in the air. Everybody grab the tassel on the right side of your cap. 1, 2, 3, move that tassel. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. It's official. There we go. Hoo-ah. Executive Board, you may join your classmates. At this time, I will ask everybody to remain seated while we dismiss our faculty to a small round of applause. Thank you, faculty. Faculty, this away. At this time, please follow the direction of Mr. LeMay and Mrs. Quayle as we exit back to front. Go ahead. Students, remain seated until your row is called. Parents, community members, thank you for coming and sharing in this experience today.